This is Tully Blanchard, one of the original members of the Four Horsemen.
This is Tony, Mr. USA Atlas.
The Animal, one half of the world famous tag team, the Road Warriors.
This is Bob Caudle.
This is Ron Simmons.
This is Magnum TA.
This is Baby Doll, You're a Perfect 10.
This is J.J. Dillon, the leader of the original Four Horsemen.
For mercy, baby, this is Big Mama. And Mr. Jack, I'm waiting on you, baby. Woo, mercy.
All right, I'm back. Jackie Jones here at iWhiteWrestling.com for all the updates on the NWA Wrestling Legends Fanfest weekend coming up August 2nd through the 5th in Charlotte, North Carolina. Now, for all your ticket information on the hotel, check out NWALegends.com. Now, for longtime fans of In Your Head, you'll know this is our 7th year in attendance. Myself, 1-Inch Biceps, and The Flea. And every year we go, we have so much fun, and we meet new fans and old fans of In Your Head. And I really think this is a big part of the Fan Fest that you might not realize unless you've been in attendance. And you won't just notice by looking at pictures. And I don't mean in your head. I mean meaning fellow wrestling fans that love wrestling as much as you. So during the whole weekend, during the events, before the events, after the events, you could share memories and experiences about wrestling with people who love it as much as you. And I think this is what keeps people coming back every year. It's a great time, and I think this is a big aspect that you might not realize if you haven't been there. But of course, the calling card to the NWA Wrestling Legends Fan Fest are the Legends. Now, they've already announced a lot of people that are going to be there, and of course, you got to check out, every week over the months coming up, and they'll announce a lot more. But already, we have legendary referee, 5-time NWA Referee of the Year, Tommy Young. That's right, the flying referee. You've seen him in all the classic NWA matches. Also, The Voice, Rich Landrum, commentator of the 70s and the 80s. Very rare guest to be at an event. You're not going to see him probably anywhere else. Bob Caudle, one of the legendary voices, one of probably the best voices in the history of wrestling. He is the voice of Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling. Great commentator. 3-time NWA Junior Heavyweight Champion Denny Brown making his first ever NWA Fan Fest appearance. Another really rare guest, and maybe your only time to get to meet him. Then we have one of the biggest baby faces of the Crockett era of the 80s, Magnum TA. He didn't have the longest run, but the run he had is remembered to today. And if it wasn't for the horrible accident, he most likely went on to become World Heavyweight Champion. But he had an awesome run as U.S. Champion. Very memorable feud with Nikita Koloff, and just legendary feud with Tully Blanchard. I've said this many times on the show, and I'm sure other people agree. The greatest finish I've ever seen is the I Quit match. Tully Blanchard, Magnum TA, I Quit in the cage. Doesn't get any better than that. And speaking of him, Tully Blanchard will also be there. I would say the greatest TV champion of all time, and in my opinion, one of the best heels. Just a natural heel. Very unlikable guy. And I don't mean that as an insult, Tully. Not only the main guest of the NWA, but there'll be tons of vendors here. And many of the vendors bring in their own guests. Multiple guests on the same day, guests different days. So when you go there's going to be dozens of people you get to meet. And if you're someone who loves to get autographs, who loves to get photos, and they're high-end photos. They're no Polaroids like you might get at like an indie show or something. These are high-end, glossy photos. Now you can get all those you want. But if you're somebody, maybe I want more than autographs. I want more than photos. There's so much to do at the Fan Fest. It's a whole weekend. There's so many events. There's going to be Q&As with the Legends. Happens every year. Always very memorable stuff. Probably for me, the highlight every year, I've been to every one of these, is the Hall of Heroes. And it's similar to their Hall of Fame. And the thing about this is not only you get to be in attendance, you get to see all the speeches, hear all the speeches, all the legends in attendance. You get to sit with a legend and actually have dinner with them. Now, last year I had dinner with Roddy Piper, my childhood hero, the only wrestler I ever had on my wall. Not himself, but I had a poster on my wall. Love the Hot Rod. I mean, it was a dream come true. The year before that, Terry Funk. A couple years before that, it was J.J. Dillon. I don't know how I can top it this year. We'll see. But I'm just telling you, it's a great time no matter who you sit with. You get to hear all the speeches. You get to see all the legends walking around. They're very approachable. They can't just walk around getting autographs. But just think about it. It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing to sit there and eat dinner with one of these legends. Another event, the live wrestling matches. This is also another highlight for me every year. You get to sit so close to the live action. And just announced, 4-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion Adam Pearce will be defending the 10 pounds of gold, if he's still champion by Fanfest, versus whoever is the #1 contender. Now, previous Fanfest, he's actually defeated Gunner of TNA, and he also beat, just a couple years ago, Daniel Bryan. That's right, the current WWE World Heavyweight Champion. So you never know who you're going to get to see wrestle at the Fanfest. It's an amazing time. Also, for the first time ever, they're going to have the Friday night late night comedy and karaoke. That's going to be hosted by Colt Cabana. So that's going to take place right after the Hall of Heroes. So you have, amazing time meeting all the legends. You want to wind down? How about some karaoke with Colt Cabana? You know it's going to be a lot of fun. What would you sing? What would you get up there and sing if you had the chance? What would you sing? He does this. He does that. He's as big as a bull. He's as quick as a cat. He's a man called Sting. Who knows? It's your choice, buddy. And there's more events as well. Like I said, there's the Q&As. There's the Hall of Heroes. Live wrestling matches. Meeting the legends. Getting the autographs. Getting the pictures. And, of course, there's also going to be the evening worship on Sunday. There's just announced a pool party. And I believe some probably divas, wrestling valets will be involved somehow. All the details aren't out there yet. But you got to check out NWALegends.com. They'll be adding stuff all the time. If you're a fan of In Your Head, you got to make it to Fanfest this year. They're saying it's the last one, the final Fanfest. It's been dubbed In Your Head's Road to WrestleMania. Because we build it up all year round, we talk about it, and it's really like the culmination of the whole year of In Your Head. We get to go and meet a bunch of the fans of In Your Head, hang out. It's a great time. But of course, you don't have to be a fan of In Your Head. Or if you're a fan of In Your Head, you don't have to talk to me. You don't have to talk to Incher. I know we're kind of dorky. You can go and you can hang out with the other fans. Or you can go and talk to the legends. Just have a good time. It's great every year. And I hope you can all make it. Another big thing is the raffle for the Hall of Heroes title. I'm telling you, this thing is a thing of beauty. I love to have it. I love to have it right here on the desk. Be great times. Now, last year, whoever won, they didn't accept it. Now, they lost a ticket. They didn't know they won. But their loss is our gain. Because this year, 2 people, were maybe the same person if they're really lucky, but they're going to raffle away 2 of these titles. The one from last year and the one from this year. You got to make it. Can't say enough about it. All right, guys. I'll be back with some more updates maybe next month. In the meantime, check out NWALegends.com and check out IYHWrestling.com. Of course, in the coming months, we'll have some interviews from the Fanfest. And talk to you soon. Oh, man!
This is Harley Race, the greatest wrestler on the face of God's green earth.
This is Gary Hart.
This is Ivan Gudoff, the Russian Bear.
This is Mr. #1 George Sam.
Full time.
This is Joey Funk.
This is Loverboy Dennis of the Midnight Express.
This is Larry the Best Guy. Woo, mustache. Booger Man feel good.
This is 3-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion Scrap Iron Adam Pearce.
He's the total package Lex Luger.
This is Jim Cornette. You're listening to In Your Head, and you made the right choice.